They know that they're being vulnerable and they're not afraid to be vulnerable. But
Exactly.
that's what transforms
Exactly.
the world. That's what transforms life.
That is what that is power. All right, what it is, and I know it's super hard not to be hurt habitually and then not put up.
But it's courage as well.
Yeah. But like most people gonna put up a shit ton of walls, but like the majority of black women have principle. All right, and our principle, they're only gonna be hurt so much. They feel that it's necessarily to be independent, and the principle is that men done treated me like shit. Don't nobody want to be treated like shit forever. Like, you're only gonna be treated like shit so many times before you react. The opposite side of that is the principle is still that you are a woman. You are the cornerstone and the maker of essentially African American society.
You are the gateway to life.
Yeah, that's it. So it's like, if you weren't realistically, and I've been in this exact situation. If I'm in a relationship with a woman and she isn't who she's supposed to be, I am not who I am supposed to be. I've been in relationships that I know shouldn't have lasted as long as they should have. But everybody's looking for a sense of stability, understanding, and if you can find what you're looking for in the culture that you're in. Because, I mean, man, this is fuck, and I don't want this to feel like a shot, but it is a shot. But like, and you know this firsthand. This wasn't super long ago. Like, I was pulled over. One of the first people I called was you. I'm going through what is clearly profile.
Well, you text me, and then I gave you a phone call.
That correction. You're right. I text you, and you called me. Now I'm in a situation where it wasn't like the person sitting in the passenger seat wasn't concerned. It wasn't even like she wasn't gonna hold me down. But what it was that there was a slight lack of understanding of this is some shit that I go through on some level on a daily basis. All right. Now, person I was sitting next to was Hispanic. She wasn't a black woman. And I hate to even give credence to the person before her. But if it was the person before her, I know they would have really went. Simply because, and I hate to say it, but it's because we share the same skin tone. So every day she go through it. So
there is an unspoken understanding.
Exactly. There is an unspoken understanding of you go through this every day. I know you go through this every day because I go through this every day. And then on top of that, I still have to deal with niggas every day. So I got you. And the response, and I already told you then, like shit kind of rubbed me the wrong way a little bit. It didn't really set me off, but it kind of rubbed me the wrong way because the response was, I used to always worry about my son having to go through this, and when he was born lighter, I felt a little bit better. And I'm sitting there thinking, well, my son
doesn't have that luxury.
Does not have that luxury. And that wasn't a disqualifying factor because I understood the fact there was a lack of understanding there. But you need to understand
level of ignorance associated with that,
with society in and of itself.
And I do I yes, and and this is another thing with women, and men. Like I think a woman can push a man to be greater than he ever thought he could be.
Mm. You said it, bro.
But it's not because like she's not aiding him, but she motivates him because he wants to be everything that she deserves.
Absolutely.
But for him, he doesn't feel that he's even close to it, so he's constantly striving because, like women do deserve the best man that they can, that the man could be.
Yeah. And what's funny about that too is that like I remember dating women where when I met them, I was like, all right, you have mad potential, and I feel you at a level that I need to grind to elevate myself. All
exactly.
Right? So like I would grind and elevate myself, and I would make it to that point where I'm like, all right, I deserve you, and I want to be with you. But the grind doesn't stop there, so I keep grinding, I keep elevating myself,
constantly inspiring you to
exactly.
keep going.
And like the problem with them became like they stayed stagnant. So like, and shit, me and Trey talk about this all the time. Like. I'm on a permanent trajectory. Like I'm gonna hit plateaus, but I'm not gonna stay there. All right. Like I'm permanently gonna be on the grind because of exactly what you said. Like women feel and should feel they deserve the very, very best, and they do.
Every woman, a woman deserves the very best.
Exactly.
Every person deserves the very best. If you're going to spend your life with someone, if you're going to build with somebody, you deserve the very best in that person. And you should be giving your very best to that person.
But what bewilders me is when you grind and your grind is visible, and you're not just doing it for you. You're clearly doing it for your partner and whatever future kids you may have and whatever else comes along. And the other person is like, you know what? Regardless of where you fall on the chart, like I don't feel I need to grind. My grind is sufficient.
That's because it's not the right one.
Exactly.
And being able to accept that the person is not the right one, no matter how bad you want them to be.
No one accepts being told that they're not the right one either.
Because nobody wants rejection. There is no person that is comfortable with rejection.
You know what? That's the difference. I'll tying this all the way back to our original point. Like men deal with rejection constantly, bro. Like we know we're walking into a world where every time, in fact, it's like a 75-25% chance. We'll approach any woman. We'll apply for most jobs. We like rejection.
We get rejected more often than we get accepted.
Yeah, like rejection is a part of our life. Like we know at least once a day in some form of fashion we're going to meet rejection.
Yep.
So we eat it, and everybody else is just like, you know what, like people are somewhat taken back sometimes when they're rejected, especially women, because women don't have to deal with rejection as much as we do.
Yeah. And
then this goes back to that original concept that you were speaking of, where it was just like, most people believe that men, for one reason or another, want to be able to either one get it in, or they're just accepting of women because they want us. It just doesn't work like that, though.
It doesn't.
So when they're rejected, it becomes super hostile, and we see it as a part of life because it is a part of life. Everybody else sees it as, an adversity they got to conquer because, oh no, you did not just reject me.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know who I am?
Yeah.
People don't reject me.
Pride.
Exactly. And you know what? And that's a double-edged sword, because what rejection does for men is either one or two things. Either it makes you come to terms with when and how to surrender your pride, or it makes you even more prideful.
Mm-hmm.
And then they don't deal, like men that don't deal with rejection well just become insecure. Men that do deal with rejection well, like, all right, you know what? It is what it is.
You just gotta stop looking at it as rejection, as opposed to, you have to look at it as just, it's just not for you.
Yes, that's it. That's life.
What's for you will be yours.
That is it, bro.
As long as you're striving for the best and not settling for less.
That's it.
And with that, see y'all motherfuckers later.
And we see y'all eavesdropping out there. I mean, we ain't addressed it, but you know what? Before we see y'all later, though, because we haven't been through a glass now.
Oh, what do you think about the Rowan's Creek?
I'm feeling the Rowan's Creek a little bit.
My drunk, I think I'm probably at a 6.
That's about right. Because I'm good. I'm slurring a little bit, but not a lot. I think we had, 2 glasses, maybe?
Yeah, I just think I need more ice.
Yeah, we had 2 glasses. It's actually pretty good. Like, it's one of those drinks that'll get you to the point. I like the fact that it's a small batch. It has some good packaging. Nice color.
It gets better the more you're drinking, but that probably applies to all of it.
Yeah.
But I'm not angry at this, and I'm sure there's a good chance we might try this again later. It won't be the first thing I grab.
Right, absolutely.
On the shelf, but it's not something that I might punch somebody in the face if they bring to my house.
Oh, absolutely. Next episode, we'll probably be trying something Japanese. Everybody that knows me, and if you don't know, you're about to know, I'm a big Japanese whiskey drinker. So we're going to try to find something to compare to Hibiki, which is my go-to. And when I say it's my go-to, it's probably one of the most clutch whiskeys out there when it comes to Japanese whiskey.
And I can pretty much guarantee that you'll see us drinking that Japanese whiskey a lot more frequently in the future.
Oh, absolutely. But like you already said, this Corey.
It's Rich. Thank y'all for joining us, and we'll see y'all niggas eavesdropping next time.
Already.